There's a new rule down in Austin, Texas, that no recruitment is over until the fat lady sings. The latest example, Jermayne Lole. You are now a Longhorn. Let's talk about it. Everybody, welcome back to the voice of college football. You're watching the Texas channel. I am a voice of college football. My name is Sonny Verma. Every Monday night on this right here channel, you can watch Texas Huddle Live with Matthew Miller and the one and only Mark Rogers as we try to discuss everything Texas Longhorns for you. Stay tuned onto this channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As soon as news goes live, like this did about 5 minutes ago, we're going to try to get on and we're going to try to talk about it. Again, the latest news is Jermayne Lole has surprisingly, everyone we've talked to wasn't really expecting this unless you're actually on the staff, decided to decommit from his pledge to the Oklahoma Sooners and join the Texas Longhorns for the upcoming season, which is going to be his last. Obviously, last week, Oklahoma was able to secure the commitment of Dominic Williams, and sure, Lole's not going to be the equivalent or the same level of expectations that Williams will come with, but Lole will provide exactly what this team kind of needs. Steve Sarkisian was very clear after the spring game that they needed help on the defensive line. In fact, I've talked about it on this channel before. I think that him talking about needing help was kind of an ad for the Texas Longhorns, letting some of the top prospects out in the country know that, hey, we have playing time available, and the Texas Longhorns NIL is second to nobody. So if whoever is interested, consider us. And this commitment was somewhat of a surprise, not completely. There are some connections. Jermayne was coached by, or at least he's had previous contact with Johnny Nansen, the new co-defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. So he's worked with him before. Now, Jermayne, he's had some struggles the last couple of years. There's nothing fretting about it. You take a look at the stats. He had a fantastic season, initial couple of seasons with Arizona State, so much so that he was actually being considered in the NFL prospects draft. So the talent is there. He's 6'3", 310 pounds, and he's going to have 1 year of eligibility remaining. He's now the third piece that we've been able to add on the defensive line to add to Kenny Baker's position group. And he started his season at Arizona State, as I mentioned. He had 27 tackles as a freshman. Then he had a fantastic 2019 year where he had 71 tackles, 10 of them being for loss and 6.5 sacks. And then he just kind of got hurt. In the 2019 season, let me just circle back to that. He did have a PFF grade of 75.3. Again, very solid. He's going to be a defensive piece for the Longhorns. He can cycle in. They've got three guys now that I think that they can kind of cycle in every now and then to, fortify that defense, which many consider is kind of the Texas Longhorns. I wouldn't say weakness, but at this point on this team, if a position group is average, that's on the lower end of the talent that the Texas Longhorns have on that football team. That's where we're at this point. That if a position group is average to maybe even slightly above average, you're probably lagging behind some of the other position groups, and that's all credit to Coach Sark and the level of recruiting that Texas has been doing for the past couple of years. Lole is ranked 556 in the transfer portal, and he was the number 56 defensive lineman, at least according to the On3 rankings. He did say, I saw his Instagram post, and that's where I came on, where he mentioned that he felt like he was on the wrong side of the Red River rivalry, and I think that's something that's going to of course, be appreciated by the Longhorns fans. And, we're taking a shot at Oklahoma on the way out. That's something we'll always applaud on the good side over here. Now, there were rumors on Texas football. I can't substantiate them, but that Jermayne might have actually been on a visit this past weekend. Something that even the Oklahoma staff wasn't aware of. And again, that kind of circles back to the original point I made at the beginning of this video, that just because a recruiting is done doesn't mean it's done. Until the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, Coach Sark is not going to take his foot off the gas in any sort of way until there's no more room to go. And this was just one of those cases where, again, he's been very clear that they've got a weakness and he's trying to make it less of a weakness. And I think Jermayne Lole's addition to the staff is one that's going to be, it's going to help the team moving forward, especially in this day and age with NIL. When a certain position group is young, there's no need for that anymore, especially at a place like Texas, where you have not just the fan support, but you have the financial support to go out and shore up your perceived weaknesses and bring in the best players possible. There'll never be a bad time to recruit and develop players, but Texas is now at a point where they are striving to win a national championship. So there's a time to recruit and develop, but there's also a time to maximize your resources. Again, not just fan wise, but NIL wise, financially. If you have an advantage, let's take advantage. And that's exactly what the Texas Longhorns did today with the flip, of Jermayne Lole over from Oklahoma to Texas, and those always taste a little bit nicer. Once again, my name is Sonny Verma. You're watching the Voice of College Football Texas channel. Stay tuned to this channel every Monday night at 7 Eastern. We'll have Matthew Miller and Mark Rogers discussing the week's happenings of the Texas Longhorns. And put that notification button on, because, again, anytime news like this breaks, we're going to try to jump on. We're going to try to talk about it with you as soon as we can. Until then, hook up.